Hi guys, so last week I went to see a play called The Railway Children, and it was one of the best plays I've ever seen. As you might know, I don't usually go to plays, so the fact that I thought this was really good actually means that it was good. This has been on for quite a while, I think. It won an Olivier Award for Best Entertainment back in March, and I've been wanting to see it forever, I think, because there's always posters of it, like in the tubes and stuff, everywhere, literally, and it looks really cool, doesn't it? Because it's like a massive train, and it looks like a really interesting story. Unfortunately, I never got around to see it last year, but finally, last week, I managed to go and see it with a friend. And yeah, it's beautiful. First of all, as you may or may not know, the show is in Waterloo Theatre, which is actually located in Waterloo Station. And for any of you who aren't familiar with London or don't live in London, Waterloo is an actual train/tube station in London. It's real. And so, yeah, it's just really cool that this actually happens there every night. At first I thought it was a bit odd, but when I got there and I saw the signs to the place, I was like, oh my god, this is just, wow, this is so cool. Yeah, I get happy and amused by small things. The story itself is based on the book The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit, and it's basically a story of three children telling us how they became known as the Railway Children. There's not really much to the plot. There's only like one main story that kind of is interesting. The majority of the show is just the children telling us about their life, how it was living as the Railway Children, basically. The kids are called Roberta, also known as Bobby, Peter and Phyllis, and all three of them I thought were excellent in the show. They're obviously played by adults, but the adults played the characters so well that it was really, really easy to kind of think that they were actually kids. Yeah. For me specifically, I thought the girl playing Roberta/Bobby was just outstanding. Her acting was really good, and the way she engaged the audience was excellent. Her name is Amy Noble, and I've never seen her in anything before because I think that she's like mainly does plays and stuff, and as you know, I mostly go to musicals. But I would quite like to see her in other things because I thought she was a really, really good actress. Now these kids have a mother played by Pandora Clifford, who is also very, very good. The story is basically their dad has been gone for quite a while, and the kids can't really understand why he's gone, but they understand that their mother's always, upset, and that she's working harder than ever, and that every night she stays up crying. But they choose to ignore that, not because they don't want to know that their mom's crying, but because they know that their mother doesn't want the kids to know that the mom's unhappy, basically. Which is quite heartwarming, to be honest, because it just shows that, as a family they were so close, and the kids, even though they're meant to be young, they try and understand their mother, and they want to make their mother happy, even though they really don't understand much about what's going on. As the play continues, we understand that basically their father, as in the mother's husband, the reason he's gone is because he's been taken to prison for something that he hadn't done. So basically he's been charged guilty even though he was innocent, which is probably the worst thing that could ever happen to anyone, to be honest. I think it's better for someone who's guilty to not go to prison rather than for someone who's innocent to go to prison, because it's just that is hard. You have to go to prison for, and the mother mentions that her husband had to go to prison for about 5 years, I think. And to have to go to prison and live somewhere knowing that you haven't done anything wrong, and those are 5 years that you could have been spending with your family, is just really, really sad. Luckily, by the end of the play, they managed to convince the judges that the mother's husband and the kids' father wasn't actually guilty, and the play ends with the dad coming home to his kids, which is just really nice. But yeah, that's just like the basic plot of the show. I think what made the show really special, more than anything, was the location of the show and how the theatre was set, and also the humour I thought was really, really good. I mean, I enjoyed the humour so much. I found a lot of the lines really funny. It wasn't meant to be a funny show, and it wasn't. It's not known as a comedy, but there's some really, quite sarcastic, funny lines in the show. And the whole thing is narrated by the three kids, who aren't actually kids, they're played by adults, but yeah, it's narrated by kids, so you get to see their point of view and their perspective of what's going on around them, which is really nice. So yeah, I thought the acting was very, very good from everyone in the show. They were so good at engaging the audience and making the audience feel as if they're part of the show, which is really nice. It always is nice, really. There wasn't a moment where I felt bored. Actually, to be honest, it took me about maybe 20 minutes to get into the show at first. When it started, I was like, I'm not quite sure about this. But all of a sudden, after about 20 minutes, it just clicked, I got into it, which is really weird. But it does sometimes happen with stuff that I see. So yeah, I'd say if you go and see it and you're a bit you're not really sure if you like it at first, don't leave or don't be disappointed, because it does get better. And I don't know, it's not that it wasn't good at first, it's just it took me a while to understand how they were trying to do the whole show, because it is quite different to anything else I've seen. It's a family show, there were loads of kids there, and I definitely recommend that if you want to go and take to take kids to a show, you should definitely go and see this play, because it's good fun for the whole family. It's just a wonderful show, it's just a really feel good, fun show, and with a good theme as well. This is ending on the 8th of January next year, so you've got about a month to go and see it if you still want to go. The tickets aren't very expensive either, so especially if you go on like lastminute.com, that's how I got my ticket. You can get tickets for 20 quid, I think. But yeah, it's definitely worth seeing it, so I would definitely suggest that you go and see it if you can. If only just so you can say that you went to an actual station to see a show, because that is just brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to end this video now. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day, and you're excited about Christmas, because I am. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye.